Of the 20 places in the entire country where home prices fell the hardest over the past year, 15 of them are right here in Florida. Not 5, not 8. 15 of the worst 20 markets in the United States, all in one state, according to Zillow. And the demand that built this state has thinned to almost nothing. Last year, Florida added only about 22,500 new residents from other states. At the 2022 peak, that number was over 310,000. That is a drop of roughly 90% in 2 years. Surveys now show about half of all Floridians saying they have considered leaving over the cost of living. Every major Florida market that Redfin tracks has tipped into a buyer's market, and in some of them, sellers now outnumber buyers by a wide margin. But here is the part no headline will tell you. It is not that Floridians suddenly stopped wanting these homes. It is that something underneath the price quietly broke. And once you understand what it is, you will see it hiding inside all 12 of the towns we are about to walk through. Because the real reason no one is buying is not the sticker price. In most of these towns, the sticker price is actually falling, sometimes fast. The real reason is that the sticker price stopped being the price. The true cost to own one of these homes, the monthly number a buyer has to carry after insurance, after taxes, after condo assessments, after a mortgage rate near 7%, has drifted so far away from the listing that the math simply no longer works. The for sale sign says one thing, the real bill says another, and buyers have finally learned to read the real bill. This is not a prediction. It is happening right now in 12 specific Florida towns, and if your zip code is anywhere on this list, you need to hear the reason before you make a single decision about your own home. Let us count them down. We start in Punta Gorda, because Punta Gorda is not just on this list. It is leading the entire country. According to Zillow's Home Value Index, the Punta Gorda area is the single fastest falling housing market in the United States, down close to 8% over the past year. Charlotte County, where it sits, recorded one of the largest jumps in for sale inventory anywhere in the nation, running roughly 100% above its own normal level. Homes that drew bidding wars 3 years ago now sit for 90 to 120 days with no offers. Sellers are now accepting around 5% under asking on average, which on a typical home is close to $18,000 of room to negotiate before a buyer even mentions repairs. And the reason traces straight back to the real bill. In 2019, insurance on a typical home here ran under $2,000 a year. Today, it can cost 3 to 4 times that. Then Hurricane Ian came ashore directly into this county in 2022, and buyer confidence never fully came back. The price keeps dropping, and still the buyers do not come, because the price was never the thing scaring them off. 30 minutes north sits Cape Coral, and if Punta Gorda is the fastest falling market today, Cape Coral may be the one with the furthest left to fall. Forecasters at Realtor.com expect this metro to lose around 10% of its value across 2026, among the steepest projected declines of any market in the country. It already carries more than 7 months of supply, well past the level that defines a buyer's market. But the number that tells the real story comes from Redfin. In the most recent quarter, 43% of Cape Coral buyers were searching to leave the area entirely, while only 1% of buyers across the whole country were searching to move in. Add to that the fact that roughly 9 out of 10 properties here carry serious flood risk, which keeps insurers nervous and premiums climbing, and you see the pattern. Separate figures from Adam already put the median sale price down about 9% to roughly $341,000. National builders are stacking the deck further, offering rate buydowns and closing credits on brand new homes that an ordinary resale seller 2 streets over simply cannot match. The homes are cheaper than they have been in years, and almost no one wants them. Next is Northport, a town built on a headline. A few years ago, it was crowned the fastest growing city in the entire United States, and that single phrase pulled in investors and speculators chasing momentum. Today, Zillow shows it down around 5% over the past year, with deeper declines forecast ahead, and Redfin has the typical home sitting around 77 days before it sells. Redfin pins the median sale price near $350,000, down close to 5% from a year ago, and that softness is not a single bad month working itself out. It is the new baseline. The reason it is falling so fast is who was buying at the peak. Close to a third of all sales here went to investors rather than to families. And when investors decide a market has turned, they do not leave one at a time. They leave all at once, listing in waves, and the supply they dump lands on a town where the everyday buyer already cannot make the monthly number work. Then there is Naples, and Naples was supposed to be immune. Old money, paid off homes, retirees who bought decades ago and owe nothing. So why is the Naples metro down more than 4% with luxury listings sitting on the market for 4 to 6 months and longer? Because wealth does not protect you from a law. After the Champlain Towers tragedy in Surfside, Florida, passed Senate Bill 4D, requiring full structural inspections and fully funded reserves for older condo buildings. Across Naples, special assessments are now landing between $40,000 and $180,000 per unit. People who owe nothing on their homes are being handed a six-figure bill with a deadline, and many are listing just to escape it. On Zillow, the city of Naples itself still shows a small gain over the year, even while the broader metro falls more than 4%. That split is the tell. The single-family trophy homes hold their ground while the condo market quietly comes apart underneath them. A paid-off condo is no longer paid off. It comes with the real bill attached, and buyers know it. Just up the coast, Fort Myers Beach tells the cruelest version of this story. The town rebuilt after Ian beautifully, and the rebuilt beachfront homes listed for high prices on the promise of resilience. But here is what nobody told those buyers. New construction does not lower your insurance, it raises it. A rebuilt beachfront home here can now carry insurance costs of $22,000 to $35,000 a year. Not the mortgage, the insurance alone. So the homes that were meant to symbolize the comeback are the ones sitting longest, because the monthly number to own one is a figure most buyers cannot stomach. A 7-figure beach house sounds like a dream right up until the insurance quote lands, and then it reads like a second mortgage with no house attached to it. Inland, 20 minutes east of Cape Coral, sits Lehigh Acres, and this is the quietest and most painful entry on the list. Lehigh absorbed the buyers who got priced out of everywhere else, the ones who stretched the furthest to get in at the peak. The job base is thin, the commutes are long, and those buyers are now the most financially fragile people in the entire region. Lee County's foreclosure filing rate runs above the state average, and much of that number lives right here. No beachfront, no luxury condos, just working families who believed affordable meant safe, and who are learning that when the real bill rises, the people with the least cushion get hit first. The buyer who stretched every dollar to qualify at the peak is the same buyer who now cannot absorb a single surprise. And an insurance renewal that doubles overnight is exactly that surprise. By now you have probably noticed every town so far sits in Southwest Florida, and you might be telling yourself your own area is safe. So before we leave this region, do something for me. If even one of these towns has made you rethink what you assumed about Florida, tap the like button, because it genuinely helps this channel reach other homeowners who are about to make a very expensive decision without this information. And stay with me, because the next 6 towns prove this is not a Southwest Florida problem at all. It is a statewide one, and it has already reached the coast you would least expect. Because the 7th town is Miami, and Miami may be the loudest signal in the whole state. Redfin now ranks Miami as the most lopsided buyer's market in the entire country. Sellers outnumber buyers there by roughly 148%. Read that again. For every buyer, there are nearly 1.5 sellers competing for them. Homes sit for around 113 days. Nearly a third of Miami buyers are searching to leave the metro, while almost no one outside it is searching to move in. And Miami-Dade just posted one of the largest population drops of any county in the nation. Redfin recorded more than 70,000 residents leaving Miami-Dade on net in a single year, the largest outflow the county has ever logged. And Zillow shows the typical Miami home now drifting down even as the rest of the headlines insist the city is thriving. The same condo assessment law squeezing Naples is squeezing Miami's towers too, and the result is a glittering skyline full of homes that the real bill has quietly made unsellable at the prices people paid. Travel to the far northwest to the Panhandle and you reach Panama City Beach, where the decline wears a different mask. Prices here are down close to 6% over the past year, but the deeper wound is the vacation rental income that justified half these purchases. That income has fallen sharply from its peak. Vacation rental tracking from AirDNA shows nightly demand and revenue on Gulf front properties well below the 2022 highs. An investor who bought counting on a full calendar now faces empty weeks, a mortgage that does not pause, and an insurance bill that only grows. When the rental income breaks, the entire reason to own breaks with it, and the listings pile up. Now for the entry that should unsettle every retiree watching. The Villages, the most famous retirement community in America, the place built specifically for this buyer. And even here in the Wildwood area that anchors it, Florida Realtors data shows prices down around 4% over the past year. The one market designed from the ground up to absorb endless retiree demand is softening, because even retirees with cash are pausing when the monthly cost of carrying a Florida home keeps climbing past what their fixed income was built to handle. When the safest, most demand-proof market in the entire state starts to soften, that is not noise. That is the signal. Then comes Deltona along the Interstate 4 corridor between Orlando and the coast, where forecasters expect prices to fall around 4% this year. Deltona's problem is a freeze. Picture a couple who bought in early 2021 at a little over 3%. Their payment is comfortable, so they refuse to sell into a loss, so they hold. But so does every other 2021 buyer on their street. That collective freeze starves the market of the homes buyers actually want, and prices drift down anyway. The trap does not require panic, it only requires everyone to stay still. And every month the street stays frozen, the few homes that do sell set a new and lower comparison for everyone else, so prices slide downward even though almost nobody is actually selling. The 11th town pulls us to Tampa Bay, specifically the Tampa and St. Petersburg market, where prices are forecast to slide around 4% and where Pinellas County just recorded one of the largest population declines of any county in the country. This is not a fading inland town. This is one of Florida's marquee metros, and it is leaking residents and softening at the same time, weighed down by the exact same combination of insurance, storm risk, and condo assessments that started this whole story. Older waterfront condos in particular are sitting unsold while owners wait to see how large their own assessment letter will be. And we close back near where we began, in Inglewood, straddling the line between Charlotte and Sarasota counties, mirroring Punta Gorda's slide with almost no attention on it at all. Vacation rental saturation, relentless insurance pressure, and an aging pool of owners who are now net sellers rather than buyers. It is the same machine running in a quieter room. So there they are, 12 towns, 5 regions, and on the surface, a dozen different excuses. Overbuilding in Cape Coral, investors in North Port, assessments in Naples and Miami, rebuild costs in Fort Myers Beach, a frozen street in Deltona, a retirement mecca cooling in Wildwood, a marquee metro leaking residents in Tampa Bay. But peel back every one of those, and you find the same engine underneath, the one the title promised you. Here it is plainly. There is one resource I keep for exactly this. A single list where all of this lives in one place. 40 Florida towns broken down without the hype, 20 that are genuinely worth buying into right now, and 20 worth staying well away from, each with the specific reason attached. If you want to know which side of that line your own town falls on, the link is waiting in the description. But stay right here, because the real reason underneath all 12 of these towns is the one sentence you came for, and it changes how you should read every for sale sign in this state. The real reason no one is buying is that the price tag and the cost of ownership have come apart. For a generation, those two numbers moved together. A home that cost more to buy simply cost more, and that was the whole calculation. But in Florida today, a home can drop in price for 6 straight months while the true monthly cost to own it keeps rising. Because insurance, property taxes, condo assessments, and mortgage rates have all climbed at the same time. A buyer does not purchase a price. A buyer purchases a monthly payment, and in these 12 towns, that payment has detached from the listing entirely. Picture the same exact home at 2 different moments. In 2021, it carried a mortgage rate under 3% and an insurance bill of a couple $1,000s, and the monthly payment was something a normal family could shoulder. Today, that identical home, even at a lower price, carries a mortgage rate that has hovered around 6.5%, more than double the old rate, plus an insurance bill several times larger, plus property taxes reset to the higher value, and for a condo, an assessment on top of all of it. The list price went down, the monthly payment went up. Those two numbers are now moving in opposite directions, and the buyer feels only the second one. It is the most important shift in Florida real estate today, and almost no headline is measuring it because the listing price is the only number most reports ever bother to print. That is why prices keep falling and the homes still do not sell. Cutting the price no longer fixes the problem because the price was never the problem. And here is the part worth holding on to because it is easy to misread this. These 12 towns are not coming undone the way Florida did in 2008. There is no wave of empty foreclosed subdivisions, no banking failure, no statewide unraveling. Across the whole state, the median price is down only about 1%, which is the honest caveat in all of this. The pain is not everywhere. It is concentrated, pooling in the exact towns where insurance, assessments, and storm risk stack on top of each other. Statewide, the median sale price still sits near $394,000. There are well over 100,000 homes listed, and the typical home now takes around 84 days to sell. Closings are down only about 5% year over year. Those are the numbers of a market cooling and rebalancing, not one coming apart. What you are watching is not a meltdown. It is the market finally pricing in a cost that was always coming. And corrections like this, painful as they are for recent buyers, are how affordability slowly returns for the next family that wants to live here. And if you already own in one of these 12 towns, hold on to this above everything else. A falling number on a screen is only a paper figure. It is not a loss, and it does not touch your life at all unless you are the one forced to sell into it. Now, I want to hear from you because the comments on these are sharper than any forecast. Which of these 12 towns is closest to where you live? And have you felt the real bill yourself? The insurance letter, the assessment notice, the renewal that doubled overnight? Drop the number below, because someone scrolling right now is staring at the same envelope on their own kitchen table. and your story tells them they are not alone or crazy. And if this video gave you a way to see your own market more clearly, do me one favor, hit like and subscribe, because numbers like these change every single month, and I would rather you hear it here first than learn it from a for sale sign that will not move. Because here is what comes next, and you will want it first. A second group of Florida towns is still climbing right now today, while these same pressures quietly build underneath them, hidden and unbilled. When that group turns, it will not give the gentle warning these 12 did. That video is next, so stay with this channel and we will name those towns before the moving trucks ever reach them.